ውድ የፊደል ቲቺንግ ሚዲያ ቻናል ቤተሰቦች ሰሞኑን በርከት ያሉ የአብራራልን ጥያቄዎች በውስጥ መስመር እየደረሱኝ ነው። ከነዚህ መካከል ለዛሬ ስለ valuation of intangible asset እንማማራለን። Standard 38 has a definition for intangible asset and the detailed measurement principles or valuation principles for intangible asset, and it also discloses the detailed recognition principle about intangible asset and presentation. How do we present the intangible asset in the financial statement, and what information should be disclosed in the notice statement about the intangible asset. So let's start with the definition of intangible asset. Intangible asset can be defined as it is an identifiable and non-monetary asset without physical substance. So here there are 3 points. One, identifiable, which means the asset should be separated from the company, or the company can be sold or transferred the asset to the third party. And the other one, it is not non-monetary asset. Before this, let's define monetary asset. Monetary asset is an asset or a money held or asset to be received in fixed or determinable amounts of money. For example, cash and cash equivalent, marketable securities, and account receivables are monetary asset. So intangible asset is not a monetary asset. The other one, without physical substance, we can't touch, see the asset like tangible asset. So physically it should be intangible, or it should be without physical substance. For example, goodwill, patent, copyright, and trademark, those are an examples of intangible asset. For today, let's only focus on the valuation or measurements of intangible asset. Look, the purchase intangible asset will capitalize the following costs. One, purchase price of the intangible asset, and the other one, legal fees, costs related with legal fee, and other costs needed to make the asset ready for the intended use, and other incidental expenditures. Those are the cost of intangible assets. Let's see 3 cases about valuations of intangible asset. What if the company acquired or purchased the intangible asset for cash, and what if the company purchased in exchange for share or other assets, and what if the company purchased several combinations of intangible asset, which is called basket purchase. Let us see each one by one. The first case, if the company purchased the asset for cash. In this case, the cost includes all acquisition cost plus expenditures to make the asset ready for the intended use. For example, the purchase price, legal fee, and other incidental expenditures. ምን ማለት ነው? አሴት የምንለውን ለአገልግሎት ዝግጁ ለማድረግ የምናወጣቸው ሁሉም ኤክስፔንዲቸሮች እንደ ኮስት ይቆጠራሉ። ለምሳሌ ፐርቼዝ ፕራይስ ሀብቱን ወይም አሴቱን የገዛንበት ዋጋ ነው፣ የመግዣ ዋጋ የምንለው ነው። ከዚህ ጋር ተያይዞ ግን ለምሳሌ ሌጋል ኦነርሺፕ ታይትልን ትራንስፈር ለማድረግ ከህግ ጋር ተያይዞ የምንከፍላቸው የህግ አገልግሎት ክፍያዎች ይኖራሉ። እንደዚሁም ሌላ ኢንሲደንሻል ኤክስፔንዲቸርስ ኦር ኤክስፔንሶች ይኖራሉ። እነሱም እንደ ኮስት ኦፍ intangible asset ተደርገው ይቆጠራሉ ማለት ነው። So cost of intangible asset is not only the purchase price. For example, assume that ABC company purchased a patent for $1 million and incur $180,000 in legal costs on January 1st, 2022 to secure a patent. The patent's useful life is 10 years, amortized on a straight line base. So how the company records the acquisition of the patent? Look, the purchase price is $1 million and legal fee is given, which is 180,000 million. So the cost of this patent right is 1,180,000. So how do we record it? The patent should be debited by 1.180 and cash should be credited by 1.180. Case 2, what if the company purchased the asset in exchange for shares and other assets? In this case, the cost of the intangible asset, either the fair values of the consideration given up or the fair values of the intangible received, whichever is more clearly evident. በዚህ ጊዜ የኢንታንጂብል አሴቱ ኮስት ተደርጎ የሚወሰደው ምንድነው ካልን ሁለት ነገሮችን እናስቀምጥ። አንደኛ the fair values of the consideration given. For example, እኛ የሰጠነው ሸር ከሆነ እጣ ከሆነ የሰጠው። Assume company D receive landing right to airport X in an arm's length transaction. In return, D gives the airport 500 share, which a price 1,000 per share. Look, company D purchase or receive land rights. Instead, the company D gives 500 share, which a price $1,000 per share. Assume that the fair value for the airport landing right cannot be reliably measured. Let us identify the asset given up and the asset received. In this example, the asset received is landing rights and the asset given up is 500 share, meaning the landing right has purchased in exchange for share, not for cash. In this case, you should identify two fair value. One, the fair value for landing right, which is asset received, and the other one, the fair value for asset given up, which is 500 share. In our example, we cannot reliably measure the fair values of the airport landing, so we use the fair values of the asset given up, which is 500 share times 1,000 per share equal to 500,000. So landing right should be debited by 500,000 and common stock, that is the share given up by company D, is recognized by 500,000. In case 3, what if the company purchase several intangible assets, which is called basket purchase? Assume company A purchase patent, copyright and trademark in a basket purchase price of 80,000. Assume that each intangible asset has single market price, that is patent has 30,000, copyright again 30,000 and trademark has 40,000 fair value or market price. The sum of each intangible asset market price is 100,000. That is 30,000 plus 30,000 plus 40,000, which is equal to 100,000. So how do we allocate the cost for each intangible asset? Simply, we can use relative fair value. For patent, out of $80,000, which is the basket purchase price, times 30,000. 30,000 is a single market price for patent divided by 100,000 is the sum of their market price. So the patent will have $24,000 and the copyright with the same calculation will have $24,000 and trademark will have 32,000. So each intangible asset should be recognized by using 24,000 for patent, 24,000 for copyright and 32,000 for trademark. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment and share this video for others. Thank you.